Hey guys, and welcome to Lightning Central's newest podcast, Minds in Motion, where we explore the thoughts of our students, professors, and even staff viewing life through your eyes. And I'm here with
Osman,
Izzy.
And today's episode is called Frontal Lobes. What are they? Like, I know all y'all see those memes, oh, his frontal lobe is developed. I know some of y'all lazy and don't even know what that means. So, I'm lazy. So why not bring two fellow students from campus that are actually older than me? I believe you're
21.
Now, guys, what goes through your minds when you walk on campus nowadays versus back when you were starting off on this campus? And even like compare that even as far as your high school life.
You want to take that first?
No, sure. So when I first came to Lehman, I started pre-COVID. So literally, it feels like a different era. I was actually thinking about it today, about how different it feels being a student now versus, the pre-COVID era. Things were very much. The biggest difference I could say was that I feel like it was a little bit easier to make friends or to leave your comfort zone and meet new people. So for example, when I meet people in the student life building, at a club event, like today there's two events going on. One event is actually being hosted by Alpha, the Association of Latino Professionals. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, there's another event, I think, being hosted by SGA?
NABA.
NABA.
Yeah.
Thank you. So going to those events now, the SLB is still a great place to, put yourself out there, leave your comfort zone, meet new people, make professional and social connections as a student, which you always should try to do. I think the biggest thing nowadays is since everything is even more online than before, now we're in a world of Zoom classes and Zoom meetings, Google Meets, Brightspace, Blackboard, online bulletin boards. So it can really feel like your life is really absorbed online. So when you finally meet people, it's like, how do you even say hi? Sometimes you forget, to break the ice, how to do that. So I would say that's the biggest difference, is that when I started as a student at Lehman, I think not that it was easier to break the ice and meet new people, but I do think nowadays it can feel a little bit more intimidating just because we're so online first, or app heavy.
Yeah, like when I started, for some reason I just kept telling myself, whatever you do, bro, you mess it up in high school, do not mess it up now. Ask around, ask that security guard where the class is, ask where is Carmen Hall. And literally from then, all the way up to my professor, my very first professor, I think it was philosophy class, that's me. I'm gonna answer that. Every single question, that was me. I just knew I could not hold back, even though, and I just prayed it just went well, and I think it went well.
You think?
Chill.
Okay, so my take on this question, it's kind of similar to what, my brother Izzy said. There's a lot, because I started college at least in 2022, and it was a big transition for me because my senior year of high school was our returning year for COVID, and that year felt really awkward to me. None of my interactions felt, I guess, real, because I guess in my head, real became the online interactions that we were having daily, right, in class.
So you got used to that?
Yeah, I got super used to it, and I actually kind of preferred it because it took all of the awkwardness, the waiting around for people to answer, the looks, all of that. It took all the awkwardness out of social interaction. So once I had to jump back into, meeting people in person and physically having to be there, it was a lot for me, But like Kyro also said, I left that in high school, I tried to be more open. I tried to, get out of my comfort zone a lot, the comfort zone that the pandemic kind of put me in. And ever since then, I don't think I fully recovered. I used to be way more of an extrovert, but now that, I've made all these beautiful friends on campus, all these beautiful people, these two beautiful people around me, our beautiful audio engineers back there.
Stop.
I'm very happy that I took the initiative to grow in this direction, you know?
That's good. That actually leads us to the next question is like, I mean, unless you could say if you already answered it, but what feels different about the way you carry yourself back then versus now? Like, I guess the best way I can put it is like, what's different about your aura? You know? Yeah, the way I just casually said that.
That's a question, man.
You wanna
go? Yeah, you can go
I
first.
I can go, yeah. Going back to what I just said, you know, I was very, not timid, because like I knew I had what it takes to, you know, be that person in someone else's life to say, hey, what's up, reach out, that type of thing. It was just intimidating because I haven't done it for so long. I've just been cooped up in the house with my mom, my dad, my sister, right? It's just been the same three people, repeated. Now it's new people with new experiences, it's old people with new experiences. Everyone's different. This guy has facial hair now. This guy just had a baby face. This guy's hair goes down to his back. You know, it's like, who are you anymore, right?
Would you say the relationships that you have now with your friends, would you say that are your high school friends also here?
No.
So everyone here is basically new?
Yeah.
Would you say that a lot of your relationships are a lot more chemistry, like the chemistry is a lot more turned up? Would you say that they're more real to you?
I don't think, okay, I'm gonna answer that, but I'm gonna change the question a little bit, right?
Go ahead.
I think my chemistry, my being as a person never changed. I'm still at my core the same person I was when I was like 12, right? But what did change is my circumstance. Like what I'm currently into, what my current hobbies are, things I can currently relate to people with, and about, you know? And I feel like I've grown so much out of that original, you know, that 0 point when I was little, that I can connect with so many of these other people on levels that I would have never been able to before. And I think that's what real growth is, you know?
So same soul, just expanded.
Yeah. My domain is expanded, yeah.
Word. I like that reference. What about you, Z?
Yeah.
A lot, very similar to what U said. My brain is more developed than y'all's. Not to say like, oh, I'm smarter than y'all, or like, you know, I have more experiences than y'all. But by age, I guess like, my brain is older. But it's interesting because like I've also met people here at Lehman, students who are older than myself, who haven't had certain experiences. Some of them actually, like for example, I've had class with peers who are returning to college or actually starting college for the first time, who are in their either 30s, their 40s, and I even had a classmate who was in his 50s.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool because I think what's really awesome about going to a CUNY like Lehman is that you'll meet students from a lot of different paths or different walks of life. And that just means that your classroom experience and the perspectives you can gain from them diversifies. But going back to the question, my brain definitely has developed a lot since when I started as a college student, and you know, now doing my master's, going back to school. Like it honestly wasn't my plan at first. I just wanted to work right after I got my bachelor's degree, and get experience and make tech money. But going back to school has been really awesome because I forgot how much I really enjoyed hitting the books and learning from other people. I would hear perspectives from like you guys or other students that are around your age, a little bit younger than me, and I'm like, oh wow, like you guys are actually deeply intelligent and aware of things that I wasn't even aware of at that age. So frontal lobe development is interesting because even though my brain is like more developed,
there's always something new.
Exactly.
Always something new.
Yeah.
There's always a new patch I can add to it that I didn't even know about until like I maybe talked to you or Us or someone else in the station like Christian, Trin, Kamal, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that. I wouldn't have learned it unless I had spoken to you guys. Or maybe I could have learned it from like, you know, the internet or like Instagram or TikTok, but there's something about learning about it from another person, which is cool.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that, and that's like another reason why I kind of wanted you on this podcast, because I know you're like from the moment I met you, you're the way you handle your emotions and the way you set your tone for yourself is very different, because you're probably like one of the quietest people here. Yet you have a DJ. Yet you're a DJ, which is the loudest thing in the room.
Yeah.
Ironic. Um, and from there, I wanted to ask, like, do these things, do they make you feel more grounded? Like, do you feel more grounded or more realistic, or both? You know, because I think back when I started, when I was in like high school, I feel like I never got the chance in high school. I feel like I never got the chance to let myself go. I guess let my wings spread. So it feels like I'm picking up what's always been there in college. Like I feel like because it's natural to me. It feels natural to me the way I come up to people and talk to people. Like I've never done that before. So it feels like I'm just picking up something that's just always been there within me, and it was just suppressed. So I guess that's what I wanted to ask. Do you feel more grounded or more realistic, or both? Again,
is it an open question for me?
It's an open for you guys.
You want to answer first?
I actually want clarification because when you say grounded and realistic, like those are kind of synonyms in my head, you know?
Yeah. I guess grounded would be. That's a good question.
You know, because I mean, I guess we can just say it's both, right?
Yeah, we could say it's both. I guess grounded would mean grounded would mean do you. Are you delusional?
Actually, that's one thing I kind of pride myself on, like not being like. I think I'm very aware of all of my situations. Like in times that I've made mistakes, I've been aware that I'm making mistakes. It's never an ignorant mistake, I'd say, right? But it is me just not choosing to make the mistake, but it's me failing to uphold my standard, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I guess what I wanted to say was, do you feel a lot more in control now?
As
versus,
opposed to...
like, do you feel a lot more in control as in grounded? Because you ever, like, get so wrapped up in problems and you forget who you are sometimes? Like, oh my goodness, I forgot that I have responsibilities. I'm me. You know, at the end of the day, you have responsibilities. You have people to talk to. You are in charge of how you feel, how you want to feel, what you want to do, what you want to think. And I guess on the realistic part is, I guess just becoming aware of that.
Okay, so it's like progression, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. You have an answer now?
Yeah, I feel more grounded. I feel more in control of my emotions and my thoughts. So, I guess I have to, because I feel like as an older male, you know, in 2026, I feel like personally for me, so I have a younger brother, right? He's around your guys' age. He's 18. He just started college this fall.
Congrats.
And thank you. He's at Fordham. And I know, even though he's like, the relationship I have with my younger brother is I love him, and I know he loves me back, but there's like this, I don't want to be like you. You're the older brother, but I want to be myself. Which is...
That's great, actually.
Always the case of like siblings, and it's true. Like you should absolutely be yourself, not feel like you have to be your older sibling, even though sometimes your parents...
I can definitely agree. I feel like I'm just, like, I don't want to say I feel like I'm just like my sibling and my siblings and my dad. I feel like I'm that, but not, I don't want to say a Gen Z version either, but I feel like I'm them in my own way. You know, it's the same thing with like millennials and old schoolers, how we do what they do, but it's expressed differently.
Right.
It's like another branch. Because we all come from the same roots, which is them.
Yeah.
I would say you guys you guys are on like an entirely different like frequency or like wavelength. The way you guys think and like how you express your thoughts in conversations, the things you guys talk about, like even like something as simple as like, oh, you know, catching up with friends and be like, yo, how you been, man? Like, how was your weekend? It's very nuanced and like unique to your generation.
I guess like the best way I could put it, like for an example, like I'm a lot more open and a lot more talkative than my brothers. like in terms of the right, like not in terms of who I talk to and the way I off-put myself and like the way I dress, right? That's very different from my brothers. But yo, the moment someone talks differently behind my back, I'm just like my older brother. Like I'm slide, like on everything. I feel like I'm just like him. Like at the end of the day, I'm in that car speeding on the highway, like just like what he would do.
Right.
Did you?
Okay. I guess I don't really share your guys' experience, you know, because I guess I made a mental note when I was younger, because of some decisions made in my household, that I would not turn out either mentally or emotionally like my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I do not like the way my parents respond to certain situations, certain things.
I respect.
And even though, you know, I love my parents, even though they do know what's best for me in total, in general, sometimes even the doctrine that they put upon me, right, when I was born, obviously religion, sometimes that's not upheld.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that I'm a perfect, you know, no one's perfect. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect either. I'm obviously not there. I'm going there, I'm getting there. But I think that's a lifelong journey. But it does hurt to see someone who you're supposed to look at as a role model, which is a parent, not uphold the beliefs that they raised you with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can relate to that.
So the first few times I noticed that, I said to myself, I don't want to be like them. I don't want to just ignore this rule, even though, like, I don't want to just do this when it's convenient, not do this when it's not convenient. You know, I want to actually set myself rules to live by, because I feel like that's how everyone should live their life.
Yeah.
Otherwise, morals just fall through the floor.
Yeah, that's a very good one.
Yeah.
And from there, I wanted to ask, like, I guess this is mainly for Izzy. You can all obviously answer too, and I'll answer too. But since he's a few years older than us, Izzy, do you find yourself walking through life with either peace, purpose, or progress, or all the above? Like, what do you value more? Now that it's mainly for Izzy, you can obviously answer too.
Mm-hmm.
But since he's a few years older than us, I just want to know, what do you value more? If you value life, through your life, since you're older, peace, purpose, or progress.
And putting me out there like that, older.
Well, you're wiser. You know, I strive. You know, that's
All right.
That's the whole reason why I wanted to produce this podcast, because
Yes.
I crave that mental connection, where the mind is being stimulated, and I
Right.
want the audience to also, I hope when they're watching this, they also feel that and also develop their own opinion.
You seek the Unk wisdom.
Yeah, I seek the Unk wisdom.
I'm about to give you
Capital U,
some. I'm about to spit the meanest Uncle Iro. So yeah, I basically do feel very grounded more in peace and confident in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't try as much to fit in and be something as much anymore. I've felt it more recently now, because I think as I've gotten older, I've kind of like found my people, or I've also found comfort in learning how to do things alone, or independence.
Mm-hmm.
So from doing things alone or independent, or just like trying to follow the path that I want to do, like grad school, doing my master's in computer science, producing music, picking up this podcast and asking you guys, hey, for ideas, content, I've been able to walk a path where I feel content, where I'm like, all right, I like what I'm doing.
So I'm going to assume that you're striving for a purpose and you're striving for progress, but do you, when it comes to peace, do you care whether or not, obviously try and maintain your own peace at the end of the day, but do you care whether or not you get into that pile of mud?
Assuming
like, if on your way up to where you want to go, are you okay knowing that you're gonna hit that ground? Your peace is gonna be shaken.
like mess up,
Yeah.
like make mistakes.
That too.
Yeah. It happens every day, man. Like it happened today earlier. What happened? I can't remember off the top of my head, but like it's every day. I've pretty much accepted that every day is a lesson, and mistakes will happen. Especially nowadays, where I feel like in 2026, there's just we're kind of pressured to be extra on top of how we use our time, how we spend our time, how we manage our finances, our money, our relationships. And that's something that I'm dealing with, and I feel like, you know, you guys as well, you know, the early 20s or like entering 20s crowd, mid 20s as well. So for anyone who's like making mistakes, even in your, you know, I'm just going to say it now, you're going to make mistakes even as you get older. Mm-hmm. Even as a parent, I'm like 100% aware that...
You're a parent?
No, I'm not a parent. But I'm already telling myself now, when I do eventually have kids, I'm like, I am going to make mistakes. I do want kids, yeah.
When do you want kids?
When do I want kids? I don't know.
Next 3 years?
Maybe not the next 3 years.
Okay.
But I do want kids eventually. Maybe no, not too late.
Okay.
But I've accepted that I am going to make mistakes even as a parent. So basically, I'm not too hard on myself, and I'm still learning how to accept that. And one of the biggest lessons I've kind of taught myself is like, hey, I should just take my time and not feel rushed. Because in times where I'm like, I gotta move, I gotta get this thing done. Like, I ask myself, like, why am I rushing? Like, what exactly am I? What am I rushing for? Mm-hmm. Or where am I? Like, what's my destination? Where am I
realized? Wait, why am I running? You realize that,
right?
Fire.
Yeah, that's ironic. Ironic, because I realized that the few, I don't know when, but I realized it some time ago. You know, I think, when did you start piecing together the things that you wanted to do in your life?
I still don't know 100% all the pieces, but I think the way I can frame it is like, for college, I figured out what I wanted to do, like my specific major. I didn't decide it right away until my second year of college. My sophomore year was where, so I began my major as a film major at City Tech College in Brooklyn, and long story short, they didn't have a film program. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do computer science. And I made that decision my freshman year. I didn't get to enroll as a computer science major at Lehman until 2 years later, because I transferred to City College, tried to get into, you know, that program, and it just wasn't a fit for me. And I ended up at Lehman in my third year of undergrad, and that's where I was like, okay, this is really what I want to do. And I actually met people, and I made friends, found community, joined clubs, and I was like, this is actually exactly what I wanted. It just took time to get there. So that's how I knew what I wanted to do in college, around the age of like 21 or 20. Between 20 to 21, where I was like, okay, I know exactly what I want to do in college. So and then after that, the rest, life is like, I don't have a clear answer. I just have like a sense of a feeling of like, I know I want to go back to school, get my education, and then work my way up from there. Gain more credentials in academia and then professional.
Right.
Go ahead, sorry.
Right. That's crazy that you mentioned that, because I feel like between the age of 20 to 22, a lot of people just start piecing together what they want to do. And well, obviously there's people that don't. It takes them a little while. And like you said, even you still, I don't have all the answers. But I feel like for me, once I started piecing together what I wanted to do, I had this sense of self-worth. But even then, due to I felt this sense of purpose, this sense of self-worth, and because I was doing it for me, it was like, why rush? I'm gonna take my sweet time. You know, because I had this mindset when I was little, like a lot of other kids. Yo, I gotta get the bag, bro. Meanwhile, I didn't know how I was gonna do it. Meanwhile, I had 25 cents. I had a Washington in my pocket. I still have a Washington in my pocket, but it's like I have a Washington in my pocket and a clear head. Back then, I didn't know how I was gonna do it, and it drove me crazy. You know, it was like I felt like I had to do it as fast as possible and that's why I feel like social media, you really gotta maintain where you're going because those Instagram reels can really send you flying through the roof.
So the original question was about, I believe, peace, purpose, and progress.
Which one do you value more?
So I can tell you which one I value the least because I believe that no human can define their own purpose, right? I guess you can live up to your purpose, but your purpose I think is predefined, right? And that goes back to what I said about faith and like why you just exist, why you're here. I think everyone has the potential to live up to their purpose, and their purpose is already predetermined. Do you guys believe in fate?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm a big believer in fate. I'm a big believer in what needs to happen will happen, regardless of what you run from it, dread it. It's going to happen. Even if you know it happens, it's gonna happen, right? And so I kind of disassociated my mind from the idea that I'm going to be able to be the one to write my own story, right? And that's again.
You disassociate from that thought?
Yes, but not in a way where it's like delusionally saying, "Oh, I don't have to worry about it because I'm scared of it." It's more so it's going to happen, so why fear it? It's going to happen, so I just need to live the best life that I can. I need to prioritize my mental being, my peace, right? That brings me peace.
Yeah, because who can really tell what your life could have been?
Exactly, right?
No one can really, like if I threw this at you right now,
I'd forgive you.
Wait. If I threw this at you right now and it changed my life, we probably would have thought, like who's to say that it wouldn't have happened?
Exactly. Who's to say that it would change anything?
And why go through the struggle overthinking about it?
Exactly. I live my life by a... These guys should actually throw it at me. I live my life by the simple doctrine that everything that's happening to me is either a test or a blessing, right? It could be both. A test can be a blessing, right? It could give you enlightenment. It could show you something that you've been missing, right? Because no one that you're able to speak to in your human moral body is going to be able to give you any more direction than you were already born with, I would say, you know? And I think that gives me peace. For some people, I can see why that would drive someone crazy, right? Like you're saying none of my endeavors will ever change what's going to happen. And I can see why that would drive you crazy. But on the other end of the spectrum, it's like you have your work cut out for you, you know? Your life is your own. Like no one else lives your life for you. So you just gotta like release your inhibitions and feel the rain on your skin.
Yeah,
man.
I do believe that nothing that you couldn't handle will ever be thrown your way.
Yeah.
I wanted to like, I guess respond to that. With just a brief thought. At first, I thought you asked, "Do you believe in faith?" And I was like, "Yes." But now I heard like you said fate.
Fate, yes.
And I was just gonna say, yes, I do. Everything you said, like I 100% agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Even down to the example that you gave about throwing a marker and testing what the response is.
Yeah.
Like seeing what you decide to do from that.
Mm-hmm.
I think also it's interesting because there's also like, not to get too deep, but do you guys believe in free will?
I believe in free will.
Yeah.
Ooh, I had a conversation about this with my professor.
Beautiful. This is beautiful.
Yo, I spent 20 minutes debating about him with this, bro.
Yeah.
So
that's one of those things, yeah, you know.
I asked that because basically what I was gonna say is I think it's interesting because I'm in a place right now where I'm also kind of like life for me. Life is a test, is how I see it, and it can be a test, but there's also blessings that I myself have to acknowledge that like wow I'm very blessed to have been born here in this country at a time where there are people who are here legally, but they're getting messed with by ICE for whatever reason. There's even people today, I saw a video on Instagram of a guy who was like a citizen saying like I was born here in a hospital in Kings County, Brooklyn, but he was still being arrested. So
ridiculous.
With that said, I feel like I do believe in fate, but it's also interesting because while fate I do think is real, I think there's also choices that present themselves to you and you have the option to make them, like doors that
Like some damn story
You
mode
could-
game.
about what a game.
Like some story mode game.
Pretty much, yeah. Life in
It's
in a
actually
way,
like-
it is. It's 100%. I'm starting to see life 100% like a video game.
That's free will.
Yeah.
Literally, that's literally why. Now, in terms of what I don't have an answer for when it comes to free will, like life is unfair. I'm sorry, life is not fair, and if you're viewing it from that standpoint, there's no free will. I can't make you levitate.
Yeah.
Like externally, there's no free will externally. I do think my version of free will is what you think, say, feel, and do. Everything you and spiritually, that's what your free will is. That's what my
Like it's not
my
being
version of free will
curated
is.
by the thing that created you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but that's my version of free will. But in terms of that's internally. In terms of externally, no, you don't. I can't tell you to. Like,
Second time doing that, by the way. This guy's got a problem. In terms of free will, I guess I'll put my 2 cents in really quickly. I believe that we are given the free will to choose what to think, right? And I think the mind is a very powerful thing because that is literally where all of your decisions come from. Like that goes back to the discussion about the frontal lobe we had. Your personality, your decision making, everything about you that's unique to you comes from your frontal lobe being developed and developing. So I believe that although I believe in fate and how that can be, I can see how that's contradictory to the existence of free will. I believe that they work hand in hand. Because fate is going to happen anyway, but fate is an eternal concept. Free will is in the moment. What are you going to do right now?
yeah.
Yeah.
My version is a little more religious. It's more of a like, ultimately, you choose where you like what you want. Like you choose what you say and what you like. You choose where your heart belongs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah. For sure.
Because I think this life, obviously, this life is temporary. Who knows what we're going after? I mean, I would like to. Believe I know where I'm going after. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and that's actually from another. We good with that question?
Yeah.
And from there, I guess now like the way these questions like just piled on top of each other perfectly, bro.
I want to just to like I guess my last closing thought on that is that it's dead ass interesting, right? Because there's times where I'm like, I do think that there's things that I can't change. Ultimately, I can't change certain things about myself, or my current situation or condition. There's things that I can't change about the world that I really wish I could, but I still have a choice. And I think that that's like the most powerful thing is that the choice of action is still something that's crazy to me. That's like, there's fate and free and in that space between fate and free will, the freedom of choice is like the one thing that I think is like the most powerful thing for me at least.
Yeah. And from there, I guess the final question is: Do you often find yourself having trouble making the hard decisions based off your religion, regardless of your feelings? And are some decisions easier to make due to your faith? You guys are Muslim, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Both you. Yeah. Do you guys often find decisions easier to make because of your religion and you know what I'm saying?
I would say. Yeah, like there are things that I get to cut out of my life, or for example, today I took the bus to Lehman, right? One thing I've been doing more recently is like just bringing a book with me, for me, because not to be performative or to, make myself more attractive, even though it is attractive as a male to be seen with a book in your hands, like in public.
That's called aura.
Aura farming. And who's this guy aura farming over here, right? And
Mind you, he's on the bus.
Mind you, he's on the public bus. And the cutest things happened to me. Like there was a lady with her baby in her hands, and the baby would not stop staring at me. And I even was like, I paused, like to see.
The baby made you uncomfortable.
The baby made me uncomfortable. And I joked with her mom. I was like, is there something? I was like, I don't understand. Is there something on my face? And she laughed, and it was like nice because I'm like, yo, I don't think I would have this interaction if I was like just on my phone. But like we live in a world where your phone is pretty much the most important thing that you can have now, for email, for your safety, for everything, for communication with your family, your friends, your loved ones. But having that book, the reason why I carried it is because like I want to be a little bit more in the present in the moment and mindful of my surroundings. That's something that my faith actually promotes. As a Muslim, mindfulness, being careful with considerate with your words and the energy you give off other people is something that I practice every day, and that essentially cuts me off from, I guess,
having to make hard decisions, like getting into deep spots where you have to make hard decisions to get you out.
Pretty much, yeah. The best example I can using the bus as an example, there was a guy on the bus that literally was like, people are late somewhere, and he banged on the wall and he was like, let's go, like, move this damn bus. And
what bus was it?
The BX3.
Of course it's a 3. Yeah.
And I mean, it's usually not bad, but people are late and they get frustrated. It's New York, I understand, but he did it and the bus was quiet, and people were scared. And then I noticed that he shifted closer to me, and not that I was uncomfortable, but I'm like, living in the city, you kind of have to be aware of your surroundings. So me choosing to be mindful and kind of like not, mind your own business, as we say in New York, is actually a very Muslim thing as well. It's kind of like, not that you ignore something that's going on if you feel it's bad, but following the rules of my faith allows me to kind of like avoid confrontation and conflict. Unless I'm struck, then I strike back. But like, yeah.
That's what you mean.
As for me, I believe that my faith kind of just outlines the morals that I live by, and morals are really all we have as humans. I think a lot of the ethics of my mind come from my faith, and that I know
like that. You're one of the very few people that I know that live off that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect in any manner, sort, shape. I'm a sinner just like everyone else, right? But the thing is, I try, and I think trying is the best thing that we can do in any endeavor, even if you're agnostic, atheist, you don't believe in anything.
Well, I mean, like, I'm saying it because you come from somewhere that seems very grounded.
I think that's a product of my own delegation within my head, right? I think from a young age I realized, like, basically what you said earlier, that everything is a test. This life is very short. And as a kid, that's a scary thought to have, right? Like, you're 8 one day playing with your Transformers, and then you're gaining consciousness, and it's like, damn, like, this is not forever. Like, I'm actively growing. I'm going to have to, like, get a job soon. Like, job.
Chill.
But it's like, you kind of come to terms with the fact that, like, permanence actually takes away purpose, I would say. If we were all immortal, if we were here forever, nothing we do matter. We wouldn't have to make a mark because we'd be the mark, And I think that's very important in identity and personality. Frontal lobe, like what we were talking about earlier, right? I think individualism, which is I think all right, I'm looking.
No. Like, I'm just you're on the right track. No, you go ahead. I'm just realizing a lot of things.
I think what I was gonna say is, like, our individualism is the most important thing about us, right? That's what distinguishes me from you from me, and my brother's just another me, right? But like, at the end of the day, it's the end of the day. We're all different people. We're all in our own beds. We're all, we all have our own method. Like, I don't even sleep the same way as you guys probably, right? I don't even walk the same way. My fingers are not the same size as yours. Like, we're all different. We're all individual, and I think that's very important. And when it comes to religion, I think it's very beautiful that we're all different. We could have all been, detailed as humans as the same person, just made to worship the Creator. But we were given this sense of, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to believe this way, I want to believe this way, as a test. And I believe it's beautiful. I think it's very beautiful that everyone's at different levels. Not everyone's as devout, not everyone's, but everyone knows, like, we all have one thing to look forward to. Even if the religions differ, there's existence of a higher power is a concept that transcends religion. And I think that being your own individual, forming your own opinions, even, like, biases exist, obviously. Like, if you're born into your religion, for example, like me, for example, I was born into a Muslim family, but I didn't really, in essence, become a Muslim until I actually started, like, contemplating what I was doing. You know?
And that's kind of that's kind of the point of my question. Like, it's instances like that where do you find yourself having to make those hard decisions for your religion?
I don't
want to say religion, but for your faith.
I would say the decisions don't become hard once I contemplate with my religion.
Yeah, that's why I followed up. And are some decisions way easier to make due to your faith?
See, I'm right there with you, bro. That
was bad.
That was horrible. You're gonna go.
I answered your question then.
Yes.
Like, I'm not sure
yes.
if I did. Okay,
But continuing what I said,
sorry, go ahead.
Religion, like I said earlier, is like a moral, like, guideline, right? And I feel like without it, I'd be worse off as a person, just progressively, right? And that's not to bash anyone who doesn't follow any organized religion, right? There are good people who don't follow what I follow, and there are bad people who follow what I follow, which is my point of individualism. But the path is there, right? Morals exist outside of religion, but religion streamlines it. So yeah, that's where I stand on that. I don't know if I just yapped your ear off.
No, you cooked. Look, I'm just.
What did it cook?
Like, the reason why I was like content earlier was because, like, I did a lot of research.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I had to do a lot of research to become on par with this thought process.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. In terms of, like, the Bible, YouTube videos, like, ChatGPT, everything. Books, like, this feels like work was done on my own time.
Lots of contemplation.
Yeah, and I didn't not know. Well, obviously you can take classes, but I didn't take classes.
Bro thinks he's Plato.
Same for you guys too. Like the way, like, where did you learn this stuff, bro?
So I was actually, it's funny. I was sent to an Islamic school when I was little, but I actually didn't really start caring about what I was learning until it was just like a day I woke up and it was like, I know how to read this.
Yeah.
I know what the words mean, but, like, what do these words actually mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm only doing this because my parents want me to do it. They're paying for it. Let me actually lock in. Let me, use my resources positively. Let me learn, because I'm not going to be a kid forever. I'm going to start being responsible for my decisions.
Yeah.
My sins are going to be my sins. And it's like, that's a scary thought, because my whole life it's just been, oh, you're a good boy. But, who are my parents to tell me that I'm saved, or whatever term they would use, but they're not God, So I don't know for sure that what I'm doing is correct. I'm just doing it to please my parents.
Yeah.
And once I made that change, and, it became, 4 minutes, it became very moral. Moral over, like, overtly religious. That's when I think I became, like, a Muslim in my life,
Wow. That was very well said, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have questions from the audience, and this comes in from Regina, one of our members of the radio station.
This is our final question before we wrap up.
Shout out Regina.
So Regina asked, what is your mindset for the semester?
I don't know if the camera can see. I'll bring it a little closer.
So quickly answering, my mindset for the semester is to give it my all. This podcast, classes, events, just give it my all this semester and try not to think about the mistakes or the potential failure.
Okay. Black History Month, I'll go first. So I think my goal this semester, even though I'm not, okay, so story time. I'm not enrolled this semester. I decided to take time off because I am part of a program called Year Up, Europe United. And thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. I realized I realized very early into my fall semester, which was last semester, that something needed to change because I just wasn't where I wanted to be, and my time was only running out. And doing computer science, I felt like I need experience now. I need to grasp every straw I can because I slacked too much when I was younger. And so I think my main goal is just to continue proceeding on with my blessings, which is being accepted to Europe. I got a job recently. I know I'm employed. Yay. Yeah. Thank you. Kyro?
I'm kind of just a little numb. I'm kind of just.
That can be good.
I'm just hoping that I show up. I'm just gonna show up.
Don't hope.
And then showing up is half the battle.
Don't hope.
I'm just
Come on.
show up even when I feel flat. Even I'd rather just observe the semester. Just kind of just do more than just talk. I'm kind of done socializing.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm gonna get this bag. If you're with me, bye.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Money.
But I mean gracefully, obviously. Keep my friends. All right, that's all the time we have today. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you on the next episode. Hopefully in the next few Thursdays. Take it easy, guys.
Thank you.